Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago, and good afternoon to those of you who are joining me on Facebook and on YouTube, and you're listening to me on your radio. It's a pleasure to be with you just for a short time today. And with this short time that I have, I want to ask a question. And the question I'm about to ask, I want to get some answers from you. So I want you to respond to the questions that I'm about to ask, and the question that I'm about to ask. All right, I want you to respond to it. I want you to tell me tell me. Give me your insight into what I'm about to ask you, and I want you to tell me honestly. I want you to tell me be straightforward and honest. I know that you will be honest because you know, Trinidad and Tobago, you have been honest with me. For all the times that I have asked you questions, you have been honest with me. So the question I want to ask you today is this. The local government elections is coming up. It is coming up. I don't know how many of you are aware, but yeah, local government elections is right around the corner. It's right around the corner, just a little tad away, as they would say. You listened to the opposition leader last night. I don't know how many of you listened to her last night, but last night the opposition leader had a meeting, and in her meeting last night she would have indicated to her councillors, and she would have said to them several things. She said to them, number one, they were supposed to have a meeting today with the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and she said to them, don't go. Do not go to the meeting. She said, stay away from that meeting. Right? She said, do me proud and stay away from that meeting. And very interesting. But she also made claims that they believe that the Prime Minister want to postpone the local government elections. All right? She believes that he wants to postpone the local government elections. And she was giving to the listeners on the last night, she was saying to them that, hey, the Prime Minister, she said to them last night that the Prime Minister is stalling, all right, stalling for time. And he is, she believes that he is going to postpone the local election that is supposed to be held on the 3rd of December till the 3rd of March. That's the threshold on which he is about to, or he should have, the internal election, the local elections. What I want to find out from you today, in the short time that I have with you, is about your councillor. Do you see your councillor? How has your councillor performed in the last 3 years? How has your councillor performed in the last 3 years? When was the last time you saw your councillor? When was the last time you talked to your councillor? Have your councillor been you know, has he been on the ground? So it's a question I want to ask. Seeing that the local government elections is around the corner, it's around the corner. It's right there. It's December the 3rd. Some people say it could be in November. Some people say it could be in December. Some people say that it can be, local government elections can be, when again? When was the next time I heard? I remember right now. November, December, March. What is your views? Are you seeing your councillor? You can call your councillor name. So this is what I want you to do. Tell me the area you're listening to me from, and tell me when was the last time you saw your councillor, or how has your councillor performed in the last 3 years. Hello, good afternoon, Manu.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google. Well, the counselor, I don't know the counselor by vision, but I know the chairman, Pastor Uncle, sort of them try to make sure that things are okay. That's in the Leacock.
All right, so you're the chairman. Leacock is not the chairman.
Well, I see him sometimes. He pass around and, he's...
Well, right, well, then that's your counselor. Counselor Leacock is the man.
Oh, well, yeah.
Put the man up, oh. Can I behavior is that man who I ain't look for you there?
Yes, Pastor.
We going after my boy Leacock, you know?
Yeah, man, that's a good man.
Does that look good, fella?
Yeah.
So that's the guy who you would see from time to time?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Leacock.
Yes.
And he's doing a good job?
Yeah, he's doing all right job.
You know, all right job?
I could say all right because wrong in my area, it's all right.
All right.
I don't know if I'm wrong, but if you do not do in my area, it's supposed to be good around all because he moves around.
All right, thank you very much, Manu.
Yeah, my brother.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
All right, Uncle Sterling, talk to me. Where you calling me from and who is your counselor?
Pastor Google had a laugh when you come up with that, because to tell you the truth, Pastor Google, I live in the St. James Long Circular area, Pastor Google. And the counselor we have, Pastor Google, I don't know the man's name, I never see the guy. One time I went to see if I see him, a woman tell me how to take a car and go up on a mountain to look for him, Pastor Google. The man don't walk, no way. I hear the Prime Minister say your counselor supposed to know the last person by a gap to the end of the road, Pastor Google, and we have no idea. We only know it have a counselor, but otherwise to that, nobody knows the counselor, who he be, where he is, nothing, Pastor Google. The man didn't even walk to say hello no morning. Yeah, Pastor Google, that's the kind of counselor we have in the St. James Long Circular, DB Bellevue, Dundonald Hill area, Pastor Google. Yeah, so that is where we working with here. Pastor Google right now they're putting a road for we. And you never even see the counselor come to take a peep to say, well, look, this, that, nothing, Pastor Google, nothing. Yeah, Pastor Google, so this is where we living in the St. James Long Circular area, Pastor Google. Thanks for your time, thanks for asking.
All right.
And this where I'm telling you happening.
So the area is what? Long Circular?
DB Long Circular. Bellevue Long Circular. Dundonald Hill Long Circular.
All right. I will find out who it is.
Yeah, because I tell you the truth, Pastor Google, me name have an idea what is the name of the counselor.
All right, I will find out for you.
Thanks, Pastor Google. All the blessings, and you take care for me, please. Thanks.
Right, I will do so.
Thank you.
Very interesting. Three 342-0081. 342-0081. 771-1791. 466-5391. Somebody tell him to stop the show. Hello, good afternoon.
Pastor Google, good afternoon.
Zeno.
Oh, yes, you are calling you from here. What now? I can't tell long I was outside. Any specific topic?
Well, I'm talking about the local government elections. Miss Bissessa tell her councillors don't go and meet with the Prime Minister. But I want to know when last you see your councillor.
Yeah, I just see my councillor all the time, man. Well, as a matter of fact, the two of them, we fortunate in here, you know. In my area here, we split between Arima and Tunapuna.
Right.
So we've been serviced by both areas.
So tell me, what's his name? What are their names?
Miss Judy Garner.
Judy
Is
Garner.
for, Judy Garner. She's for Cleaver, Davide. And you have the other one here is up the road to Arima from inside where I live in here. And to the Arima, country of Arima, is Anthony Davis. But for elections, for elections, for the MP, it goes right up to by the hospital. Starting from there, coming down. But for elections, so we call it regional council now.
Yes.
Is a different boundary. But we split in the middle. Half of our area is Arima and half is for how they cut the boundary. Half is Tunapuna. So we are lucky. We have the service time as both by two areas, two councils. So Anthony Davis is the other one.
All right.
And you don't know Judy Garner?
Okay.
Well-spoken, nice lady.
No, I
So
haven't.
if I call her now, she answer me, and sometimes she could be just touch base.
Well,
You hear what's going on. And
Tell her to check me now. Tell her to give my
you
buzz
want her
now.
to come?
Yeah.
Of course, I'm calling her right now.
All right. And
Yes,
tell him
yes.
member of parliament too if you get a chance. I don't mind having him.
Man, we like that. All right, Google.
All right, then. I know I might be pushing my luck there, but tell him now. Say, hey, Google want to hire in the studio, you know.
Yes, but he will love to come. But let me tell you something. I was affected. I'm still affected by the teaching of the cable in my area here.
Yes.
So, since that blackout, well, I know if they had lanterns and they cut that cable, but CSDP not putting it back. And right now, the system, what you call it, not digital system, help me. They say it's full.
Oh, okay.
For the electronic partner.
Yes.
That you get the cordless one and you hook up to the say at the signal you normally get it from Calgary. But they say that has to be boosted up. So there's not enough space on the system to accommodate all those that get affected by the cable cutting. So you see me? I find the Prime Minister should have given a year for the cutting of the cable and just for that supply and business. Okay. They're buying too much of stolen goods.
Yes.
For a year. Let them get the act together. And I hear people all over the radio station, different stations. Well, how can shut down the industry? And what people go to, he then shut it down. With all your time. That time going to pass very quick. All you organize all yourself. Reorganize. And come again. And stop all the nonsense.
All right. Thank you very much, Zina.
Thank you, Google. I will do that for you.
All right, then. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Tell me where you're calling me from and who's your counselor. And have you seen...
from Dabadi, Omira.
Right, and when was the last time you saw your counselor?
Pastor Google, when I came out from the hospital, my counselor was Judy Gardner, same counselor with Gina.
Uh-huh.
She came and looked for me. Yes, she come right over here and look for me.
What is
and
special?
Anytime I call my counselor, she just answer me. If she in a meeting, she will tell me I'll call her right back, and she just call me. She just do it. I could talk about my counselor.
Right.
She's very good to me. Anytime I call her, she answers. And when I come from hospital, she come right home in my house and look for me.
What?
I could say that.
Tell
I could say that. So I have a very good counselor.
Very good. Thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon.
Okay, Pastor Google.
All right. Who is your counselor? When last you see him?
My counselor is Paul Mongolas.
Paul what?
Paul Mongolas.
From where?
Sandy Grande.
So you seeing him then?
He is working from the time he gets elected. Pastor Google. He and my wife have a good communication that for the pandemic, he come and he give my wife 6 hampers and he say, you know who needed the most. Give it to them. And anything he having, he communicate with us. That guy is working on the ground from the time he get elected, and that is the guy we're going back with. Paul Mongolas from Sandy Grande. Okay, Pastor Google?
All right.
Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Right. So you hear that, eh? People and them talking about their counselors. Right. So I want to hear from you. When was the last time you saw your counselor? And what is your counselor name? Hello, good afternoon.
Somebody hold me on, man.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Pastor Google.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
It's so nice for you to ask that question. If my counselor come in front of me now, I can't pinpoint and say that is her. I know what to call my daughter and want to find out what is the counselor name because my daughter know from before.
Okay, where
She don't come on and ask nothing wrong here.
Where are you calling me from?
That is in Parsley Street. I don't know if she go by other people, but we living on the cross street to go to the school. Here we don't go and vote for.
Not Adana, man. Adana?
You know us, Adana Griffith was. I just call my daughter and want to find out what is her name because my daughter know.
But I, from what I have been hearing and from what I am aware, I don't know Adana to be inaccessible. I know Adana to be very accessible.
Well, darling, she don't come on the street. Our street, like she banned from it.
I don't feel so. If is there a reason for her to have to be on your street?
So just how everybody comes to passing along and asking them, I'm not calling Zina and them boasting about the counselor. I want to boast about my own too.
So you're just saying Adana must just come and look for you?
But no, go around and ask. I don't know about the other people, but she don't pay on the street here. That is the street what everybody that's passed to go when they're going and vote for her.
All right, well, let me call Adana and ask her when was the last time she was on Parsley Street.
Sarah Lane is in it, not Parsley Street. It's off. This lane is off Parsley Street.
All right, I will call.
Right by the Parliament and them.
All right, I will call Adana because I know Adana to be a very hard-working young lady. So,
well, I'm not saying she's not hard working.
No, I'm just saying that I'm not aware.
I'm not disputing that.
All right. Well, all right. Well, let me see what's going on with Adana. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Gugu, and how are you?
I am all right. How are you?
I'm fine, Pastor Gugu. I had to call and talk about our counselor, Paul Mongolat, because my husband is not about hamper, because some people might think it's only hamper. My counselor, Paul Mongolat, he helps us to get garbage.
Okay.
The garbage come in here 7 days a week, right? He helps us to get postage. The postal coming in here, and right now, Pastor Google, he's trying to help us to get a water main. And this guy always have programs. If I show you the things that he sent me, where he advertising, all different programs. They have activities, cricket, football. Pastor Google, top of the line, Paul Mongolas.
Paul Mongolas.
Okay?
All right.
Yes, from Sani Grande.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pastor Google. Have a blessed day.
Same to you.
Okay, good program.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Pastor Google.
So you remember you telling me your area, the name of your counselor, and when is the last time you saw him or her?
I listened attentively, so I was going to straight to that. My area is Diego Martin, Diamondville to be exact. I can't remember the name of my counselor, but I did meet my counselor when discussing wrong and eating me. I did have interaction with my counselor after my counselor was elected. But my counselor has a big shoes to fill because the counselor before her was well known. And she wasn't well known because of, if you have a problem, she fixes it for you. No. If you violating certain laws or everything, the counselor come around and telling you this has to be fixed and that was the counselor. So other than everybody looking at the counselor, give me this, give me that, give me this, and the counselor do this, do that. But if you, in my area, violating whatever law it is, whether you're parking on the pavement, or you're doing a renovation, you just put the thing outside there without, organizing, like certain like concrete thing that they break down all them sort of nonsense in the first place there. You have the place looking miserable. Bet your bottom dollar that counselor is to come and talk to you serious about organizing to get it done and the how you're supposed to do it. So the counselor wasn't really that kind of counselor that you think that you have a problem, she fix it. You have a problem, fix it. No. Put in order too, so you have to play your part. This counselor, of because you just don't come in and fit the shoes like that because that council is there for years. And they just don't come in just so and just fit in, but you need that. Yes, Pastor Google, the council probably just in the area, but at the time in the past, I am not there, so I'm not bashing the council. I am not, because I've seen things happening, things are being done, and the council has to have an input in it. But what I'm saying is that councillor needs training. You see, that councillor that was before their thing there, it have a program that other councillor could follow up and think that what that councillor needs to do and to interact with the public and the people. I think as a system like that must be put in there for all councillors. Don't expect a councillor to just come and finish that we have a drink club up in front of the house. No. If my drink club in front of my house and I can come out and pass a hoe or something and I'll shop and display it, oh God, I can do that. And my councillor would boost me up for that and that councillor before. Because we had known one another personally too, because the thing came from the thing. She because let's come and together.
All right.
You know?
Thank you. Yeah, man. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Pastor, I am calling from San Fernando West.
Right.
And it's about 2 years I haven't seen my councillor.
Just now.
His name is Mr. Johnson. No, this is not to laugh at.
No, I was about to say, I think I know who your councillor is, but go ahead.
And I don't know if you could remember, sometime last year I wanted something we just said the back there. And I was to call on you. Remember that?
Yes.
Right. So guys, just to tell you, umpteen times, it was going in 2 years, I've been going to the office. Never see him one day. I leave a message with the secretary, and the secretary very good, Ms. Abdul. And up to now, I never blessed my eyes. Trust me.
Okay. All right. So you haven't seen
you know who you're talking to.
I know I'm talking to. So you haven't seen your councillor for the past 3 years.
Let me say about a year and a half.
About a year and a half.
Trust me, I don't lie.
All right.
You might told 2 years I've been going in.
I left him and I didn't see him. All right. I will look into that for you.
The situation was settled.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Hugo.
Good afternoon.
And how are you?
I am all right, Let's listening on.
Okay, I'm calling from Monroe, San Fernando.
Hey, Monroe in the house. I had to tape this. Wait, just now. Wait, I want to tape this one. Don't say nothing yet. You wait, You wait right there. I want to see what you're going to say. So hold your hand, You hold your hand right there. I have to tape this. The making joke. Just now, you don't say nothing yet. I want to tape this one. Because I should have taped the one before too, But I didn't get a chance to. So let me hear you, madam. So we're talking about your councillor today, and we're talking about the area that you're living in. So tell me the area you're living in, and who is your councillor?
Mr. Nigel. I'm Miss Monroe. I live in I'm calling from San Fernando, East Monroe. Nigel don't come around here again for the longest while. Only last week he come to check on the promenade with some people and them, but he ain't had time with money for people. He going elsewhere and helping and doing what he have to do. Not Monroe. I'm telling you the truth. Pastor Google. Nothing they just do for money for.
Well, how you can see that and you had a whole, what you call it the other day? A splash.
One flash.
The splash for the children.
No, not money for. Which one?
Right in Monrepo, right by the basketball court, and he had a football tournament and all those things.
What had thing to do around here and come and check on it?
What about the paving of the road in front of the buildings?
Oh God, when I government work, he do that.
He had to he had to recommend.
In the building, he ain't checking we.
No, but remember the buildings belong to the what you call it, HDC, and that falls under a member of parliament.
But
so your buildings. So listen to this. So the buildings fall under a member of parliament. The councillor would have made recommendations for you to get your road paved. He would have helped with the sewer system. Remember the sewer that was burst, the sewer line that was burst? He would have called HGC. He would have got the people and them to try their best.
Yes, I remember.
Right. So how you could say he ain't do nothing?
But he don't come and check me, he don't come and find out nothing.
So he just had to come and check all of that. So you say this that
come and check me to show his face and let we know he working. He's posting and cleaning in all the Nazareth and there's nothing in one report.
So
nothing in one report.
Those
what happened? You want to go in cinema? You want to be in a picture?
No, but so wait, just to ask you this then. You remember the house that he cleaned? There was a house with a gentleman who lost his wife.
That's why down in that red, I'm not in one report. I'm talking about one report.
So he ain't doing nothing in Monrepo, you're saying?
Nothing, he ain't doing for nothing in Monrepo.
So what about the basketball court that they clean up and they go and fix?
We don't know nothing what's going on. We don't hear anything what's going on, Pastor Google.
All right. Well, don't buff me. Don't buff me up.
No, darling, I wouldn't buff you.
But hear what? I know your councillor have your community at heart, right? And I know you handle all the man. Don't worry yourself. You will get handled.
Me worry, no. I'm watching things. The last time I thought, anytime I call Nigel, Pastor Google, that was a long time. Up to last year, he always in a meeting. Nigel always in a meeting for one report people.
Of course, and you see he in a meeting for you. Well, don't worry yourself. Things will work out. All right. Yeah,
every time I call, you always in a meeting.
Don't worry now. As I just say, we will work out something.
Yeah, local election coming for you will be around just now. I'm waiting.
Oh, Lord.
I'm waiting. I ain't gonna abuse him, you know. I wouldn't abuse him. They're supposed to come and check about the building. They ain't saying nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
But you remember, I just tell you, the buildings fall under the Ministry of Housing, which falls under a member of parliament.
Yeah, but don't talk about the member of parliament.
All right. We ain't talking about you.
Don't talk about you.
All right. Oh, Lord. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
I'm calling from the Coquille area.
Coquille?
And the same Mr. Coquille is my counselor.
Right. So just now. You hold your hand. So you calling from Coquille and your counselor is Mr. Coquille?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Now, I have seen him in my area keeping up with certain works and so on going on. Not only that, I don't know the man personally to say, well, I could say that, he checks me or whatever, but I know that he makes himself available by work phone. because I called him concerning a certain matter.
Right.
And he not only attended to it, he promised to call back to give me a feedback on what was happening, and he did so.
Okay.
He did so.
Right.
So I can say that I mean, he's one person, and you know, we kind of sometimes like to say, they come when they want your vote. Yeah, they campaign in, but when they get down to the business of governance, it's not always, he can't divide up himself everywhere all the time. It's a large area, and there are so many things that, and being in meetings is a reality. Because that, when I called him, he told me that he had a meeting to attend. He was going to bring up certain issues in the meeting, and he's going to give me a feedback.
Right.
And he did so.
Right. Okay.
Right? As a matter of fact, when I called, he answered almost immediately.
Beautiful.
So I can't say that I mean, expecting him to be always around the area, I don't expect that.
Right.
But he has made himself available because, I mean, other things should have happened. He wasn't going to answer the call. He could have put me through somebody else and things like that, some textures. He was there on point. And I must say, although the matter I called him about has not been fully dealt with, but it is being dealt with, and he did give me the feedback that he told me. As a matter of fact, when he called me back, was even after normal working hours.
All right. Thank you.
I can't say that about him.
Thank you very much. See, this is so interesting. See how interesting this thing is? I feel I have to do this, continue this tomorrow. I feel I have to continue this tomorrow. Please go on. Nah, boy. Hello, good afternoon.
It is, you know. It is. Good afternoon, Pastor Guga, to you and your listeners. I listen to the program, you know, and it's twofold. The counselor and what the counselor means to people. My counselor is Gory Rupnarine. I don't see the counselor, but I'll tell you something, I'm not a UNC counselor. Now, I'm not saying this because of being any anti-UNC. You don't see Gory. I don't think they peruse areas where they believe that people are paying them. But there's a person by the name of Jules Dongnin. He's not a counselor, but he's in the Princeton Regional Corporate. If you call him, he responds. And he's a UNC, but when you call him, he responds. But Gory Rupnarine, I don't see that person. But mind you, Pastor Google, that's not the benchmark. I am not the benchmark that the counselor not working. I am not the benchmark. And not only that, I'm sorry the program, I hope it's going on to 2 o'clock.
No, it's finishing at 1.
Oh, okay, well, I won't keep you that long, but it's an
finishing
interesting program that you need to not only people seeing the counselor, but if you don't see the counselor, does that mean he's not working? Thank you, Pastor Google.
That's interesting. I think that's where we have to have the conversation from tomorrow. All right? From tomorrow, we will have the conversation. I think I really want to continue this conversation tomorrow, please God. When was the last time you saw your counselor? And what's your counselor name? And when was the last time you saw your counselor? Because I'm being honest with you, but I listening to some of these people, some people, and whoa, hey.
Good afternoon. It's nice for people to know who the MP and councillors are. In the St. St. Joseph, I am aware of my MP, I'm aware of my councillor. I don't have to give the names.
Well, then that's what I want. I wanted their names so that we can, if they're doing a good job, we can say, hats off to them. And apart from that, we want to acknowledge the awareness that people know who their councillors are.
In the St. Joseph, I am aware of my MP, I'm aware of my councillor. I don't have to give the names. If people have problems within the district, the MPs and councillors have offices you could go to and lodge complaints. If you have serious issues that you feel you need help, you could go to them. There is websites, information, everybody has a smartphone that you can access to find out who your MP and councillor is. This thing with people who I ain't seen my councillor, I ain't seen my MP, the people have a job to do. You don't have to see them every day. It's not a beauty contest, a blasted beauty pageant. If you have an issue, you could go into the offices, or you could call, or you could go on our website, make a lodge a complaint. The job of the council and the regional corporation and the workers is to be around the burgesses, go over the community, that's why you have workers, to see issues, check streets, so they can write reports, complaints back to the relevant authorities and the central government by extension to fix and deal with issues within communities and areas. Why does people feel that they have to see the MP or the councillor every day?
Every Friday. It's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays with MC Duke and Selector Kochi from 6 straight to 9 p.m. blazing all the latest and past soca hits. So remember, make it a line, make it a day, rock and come in, you know. It's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays on the Street 919 FM. You don't know.
Shalom. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Yohana will be on the street 91.9 FM every Monday from 7:05 p.m. to 8 p.m. bringing you the truth according to the Bible. The ISUPK is a non-profit faith-based community organization that will respond to the plagues that's affecting blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We also have programs such as education, both adult and youth, food distribution, rehabilitation, both drug and alcohol, mentoring, counseling, and spiritual support. Remember, tune in every Monday on 91.9 FM, 7:05 p.m. Shalom.
In Trinidad and Tobago, there are so many things to talk about. Social issues, injustice,